Welcome to another episode of EDC 101. Caroline, thanks again for coming. We got a trusty blackboard. We're going to explain some ideas. Today, I want to talk about your title. So when you introduce yourself to people, you say you're one of the project managers here at the EDC focused on attraction, or the attraction side. I hear you say a lot. Can you explain that? Like attraction, recruitment, what does that mean? What do you do? How does that factor into this whole thing?
Yeah. So really, I'm attracting companies to move to McKinney. So whenever you think about attracting companies, those are the companies that are not in McKinney that will either relocate to McKinney or that will expand their operations into McKinney. So that is kind of an overview of what attraction is.
Okay, and I'd imagine a place like McKinney, it's easier to be attracted, because McKinney is a pretty cool city. I'm biased because I work here, right? But it's not that hard to sell or to pitch.
Yeah, so especially right now, North Texas in general is just a really booming place. And McKinney specifically, I'm hearing from multiple sources just different things about our downtown and also all the development that's happening here and just how great of a city McKinney is. And so it does make my job a little easier because McKinney is such a great area.
Right.
But you also have to think, there are different cities around us that have different things to offer than McKinney does and vice versa. Mm-hmm. So it's always kind of interesting to talk to others around us as well and see, compare notes and then also see different things that are happening in the region as a whole.
The region, I think that's the key, is sometimes it's a regional play. Even if a win doesn't necessarily come to McKinney, it could still be a win.
Yeah.
Because it's benefiting the whole region. Yeah. So that's cool. So you're out there traveling, conferences, emails, following leads. And then once a business lands here, I assume it's almost like a baton race, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're carrying the baton and then they decide to be here. Mm-hmm. And then you work with Madison Clark, our business retention expansion director. Am I getting that right? Okay.
Yeah. So a project win for me is whenever a company decides to relocate or expand into McKinney. And so that is where my project in the project management world stops. That's my closing point.
Right.
So then I pass the baton off to Madison Clark to help them expand and grow in McKinney. And so whenever a company is looking to expand that is already in McKinney, that's whenever a project starts for Madison.
Okay.
And so Madison, our business retention, expansion, and workforce director, really focuses on the workforce. I mean, that's a huge topic of economic development today. And so between workforce and just creating and continuing those relationships with our employers that are here is really the bread and butter of what economic development really is.
So you're working to bring them here. Mm-hmm. Madison's working to keep them happy once they're here. Mm-hmm. And then all together, I'm sure we'll do more episodes on business retention and expansion, that side of things. But it's cool to kind of see how each piece of the machine works together.
Right.
So
yeah, it all comes together to make a cohesive, great environment overall.
At the end of the day, we're making McKinney better. That's the goal.
That is the goal.
Thanks, Caroline.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the next episode of EDC 101, where I bring in my friend Ryan Abramson, who runs a site selection platform. He talks a little bit more about this idea of recruitment, attraction, and what that looks like for communities. And it's a little bit longer of an episode, but it brings some more context to this whole idea that we've started unpacking. So I hope you stay tuned to check it out.